Something massive is happening right now, something even the most advanced astrologers and spiritual guides failed to predict. A shift so profound, so all-encompassing, that it is altering the very structure of time itself. What if I told you that the Earth is no longer moving through time the way it once did? That the reality you wake up to each morning is not the same reality you fell asleep in? That some souls are already slipping into a higher dimension, while others remain trapped in an endless cycle of struggle and confusion? This is not speculation. This is the message coming from the Andromedan Council of Light, a cosmic intelligence that has monitored Earth's vibrational shifts for thousands of years. They have now revealed that the timeline we once knew is unraveling, and a new one is emerging. For those attuned to higher frequencies, this shift will feel like a quantum acceleration, sudden bursts of insight, powerful synchronicities, and effortless manifestation of thoughts into reality. But for those still tethered to old energy patterns, time will feel distorted, fragmented, and unpredictable, like being trapped in a storm with no way out. The ascension process is no longer gradual. It is no longer a distant future event. It is happening now, in real time, and whether you realize it or not, you are already feeling its effects. The question is, which side of the shift are you on? Will you ride the wave of this timeline jump, or will you find yourself locked in a repeating loop of outdated energies? The Andromedans have issued this urgent transmission because the window is closing, and what you do in the next few weeks could determine your soul's trajectory for lifetimes to come. Let's uncover what this cosmic revelation truly means. Are you ready? Comment, "I am ready," to affirm your alignment with this shift. Before we dive in, I need your help. This channel is here to awaken and guide, but reaching those who need this wisdom isn't always easy. If this message resonates with you, show your support by tapping like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement fuels this mission and ensures that more souls receive these powerful insights. The unraveling of time, why days feel shorter. Time is no longer moving as it once did. Many feel the days slipping through their fingers like sand, moments blurring together as if the clock is spinning faster than ever before. This sensation is not just an illusion or a trick of the mind. It is the result of a profound energetic shift reshaping reality. The magnetization of energy is pulling awakened souls toward higher timelines, altering the very fabric of time itself. Those who are attuned to these frequencies sense an acceleration, as if they are being drawn forward on a current they cannot see, yet can deeply feel. This acceleration is not random. It is the byproduct of Earth's vibrational shift, a process where time is no longer linear but fluid, bending and stretching based on consciousness. Imagine a river that once flowed at a steady pace, allowing each ripple to be observed in perfect sequence. Now, the river has become a rapid speeding toward an unknown destination, leaving no time to linger. Those who are embracing this transformation experience time jumps, where hours feel like minutes, weeks vanish in the blink of an eye, and the past and future seem to merge into a singular moment of awareness. Not everyone perceives this shift in the same way. While some feel as though they are being fast-tracked into a new existence, others find themselves trapped in a loop, reliving old struggles and facing the same obstacles repeatedly. This divide is not accidental. It is the natural consequence of consciousness alignment. Just as two travelers may walk the same path, but perceive different landscapes based on their perspective, individuals experience time according to their vibrational state. Those attuned to higher frequencies are being pulled into expanded timelines where synchronicities unfold effortlessly. Meanwhile, those anchored in fear, doubt, or resistance encounter time as a fragmented experience, full of delays, confusion, and a sense of being left behind. The feeling of days blending together is linked to the thinning of the veils between dimensions. Time, as understood by human perception, was once governed by rigid structures. Hours, days, and years were experienced in a linear sequence, giving the illusion of order and predictability. But as Earth undergoes its vibrational ascension, these structures are dissolving. The past, present, and future are not separate destinations, but interconnected layers of the same cosmic design. Those who are awakening to this truth find themselves experiencing déjà vu more frequently, recalling memories that seem to belong to another lifetime, or sensing events before they unfold. For many, this new relationship with time feels both exhilarating and disorienting. The fast pace of energy acceleration can create a sense of urgency, as if there is never enough time to complete tasks or process experiences. However, this is not a sign of losing control. It is a sign of stepping into a multidimensional existence. When consciousness expands, time follows. A painter who once worked with a single brushstroke now finds themselves wielding multiple brushes at once, creating a masterpiece that unfolds beyond the constraints of a canvas. This is the essence of quantum time, where possibilities exist simultaneously and the act of observation determines which reality solidifies into form. Memory fragmentation is another key symptom of this shift. Many find themselves forgetting recent conversations, misplacing items they were just holding, or feeling as though entire chunks of time are missing. This is not absent-mindedness. It is the reorganization of the mind's relationship with time. The energetic grid that once tethered memory to a fixed point is shifting, causing some experiences to fade while others intensify. This is why certain memories from childhood feel as vivid as if they happened yesterday, while events from last week seem distant and unreal. It is a recalibration of the mental framework, allowing consciousness to detach from outdated timelines and anchor into new ones. Those who resist these changes often experience time distortions in a different way. Instead of acceleration, they encounter stagnation, an inability to move forward no matter how much effort they exert. This manifests as feeling stuck in repetitive cycles, encountering the same challenges and facing roadblocks that seem insurmountable. It is as if they are trapped in a slow-motion replay of their own life, unable to break free from the patterns keeping them bound. This is because their consciousness is still magnetized to the old timeline, resisting the gravitational pull of higher frequencies. Fear-based consciousness intensifies these distortions. The more one clings to the old paradigm of linear time, the more fragmented and chaotic their perception becomes. This is why those immersed in fear, anxiety, and uncertainty often feel as though time is slipping away uncontrollably, creating a sense of panic and loss. Their energy is being stretched between timelines, causing disruptions in memory, focus, and clarity. However, this state is not permanent. Just as a ship lost in a storm can find its course once the waters calm, those who recognize the nature of these shifts can regain balance by surrendering to the flow of higher frequencies. As this unraveling of time continues, adaptability becomes the key to navigating these changes. Those who embrace the fluidity of time rather than fighting against it will find themselves moving effortlessly into synchronistic pathways. Reality is no longer unfolding in a straight line, but expanding outward in all directions, offering limitless possibilities for those who are ready to step beyond the old constructs. Time is no longer something to chase or manage. It is a living force responding to the evolution of consciousness itself. The breakaway souls. Who is being pulled into the new realm? There is a select group of souls experiencing a profound transformation, as though a switch has been flipped deep within their essence. These individuals, who could have been living ordinary lives just moments ago, now feel the stirring of something much larger. It is as if the universe has marked them with an invisible yet undeniable signal that they are ready for the next stage of their journey. This activation is not just a metaphor, it is a deep, energetic shift that resonates within their very DNA. Like a key turning in a lock, their quantum codes are coming online, and they are being prepared energetically for the next density shift. These souls are responding to the call of a higher realm, one that exists just beyond the veil of ordinary perception. For many of these souls, their lives are undergoing drastic changes, as though a powerful current has swept them off their familiar path. This sudden reorganization often feels overwhelming, like a storm reshaping the landscape. They may find themselves unexpectedly relocating, as if pulled by an invisible force toward a new place, a new home that holds more than just a physical change. These relocations are not random. They are guided steps along a path that will align them with their highest purpose. Like a bird drawn to migrate, they follow an instinctive pull toward the place that will help them evolve. The changes these souls face extend beyond the physical. Careers, relationships, and friendships may undergo radical shifts, as if the threads of their former lives are being cut, only to be rewoven into new forms that align more closely with their spiritual essence. For some, their current jobs no longer fulfill them, as if they've outgrown them like a child outgrows clothes that once fit perfectly. They may feel compelled to leave behind careers that once felt secure and familiar, walking away from structures and systems that no longer reflect who they are becoming. This is not a loss, but a necessary step in their soul's evolution, a shedding of the old to make space for the new. Relationships, too, are being redefined. Those who are part of this group may find that old friendships or romantic partnerships no longer resonate with them. It's as though the ties that once held them together have weakened, and the soul recognizes that these relationships no longer serve the highest good. In some cases, the connection may fall away completely, like a leaf falling from a tree in autumn, its purpose complete. In other instances, these relationships are transformed, shifted into new forms that support each person's growth. These souls are drawn to others who share the same vision of the new world, individuals whose energies align with their expanding consciousness. The reorganization of life for these breakaway souls is not random or chaotic, though it may seem that way at first. It is a divine process, one that ensures they are positioned in the right places, surrounded by the right people, and equipped with the necessary tools to move forward. Like puzzle pieces falling into place, their lives are being rearranged in such a way that they are more attuned to their soul's calling. Every decision, every change, no matter how difficult, is a step toward the grander vision that awaits them in the higher realms. This transformation is not just about material shifts, but spiritual ones as well. These individuals are stepping into their true power, awakening to gifts and abilities they may not have recognized before. It is as though their eyes are being opened to see beyond the physical world, perceiving the subtle energies and connections that bind all things together. They may suddenly experience intuitive flashes, moments of deep inner knowing, or heightened sensitivity to the emotions and thoughts of others. It's as if a veil has been lifted, revealing a new layer of reality that has always been present but was previously hidden from view. As they undergo these changes, these souls are also undergoing an energetic recalibration. Their frequency is rising, and with it, their ability to access higher states of consciousness. This process can feel unsettling at times, as the shift in vibration may cause physical, emotional, and mental turbulence. Just as a caterpillar experiences discomfort in the cocoon as it transforms into a butterfly, these souls may go through periods of intense purging and release. Old fears, limiting beliefs, and emotional wounds may come to the surface, demanding healing and release. This process of letting go is not easy, but it is necessary for them to step into the fullness of their new existence. The experience of being energetically prepared for the next density shift is unique to each soul, yet there are common threads that connect them all. The feeling of being pulled towards something greater is often accompanied by a deep sense of urgency, a knowing that they must take action, even if they don't fully understand why. It's as though their higher selves are guiding them through a door they can't see, but they trust it is the right door to open. For some, this pull is so strong that it can no longer be ignored. They may feel compelled to leave behind everything they once knew in order to align with their soul's mission. This extraction from the dense 3D reality is not a rejection of the material world. Rather, it is an invitation to ascend beyond it. These souls are not abandoning the earth. They are preparing to experience it in a completely new way. It's as if they are being given the opportunity to walk through a door that leads to an entirely different dimension of existence, one that exists in parallel with the world they have always known, but offers a new level of awareness and consciousness. The final energetic split is approaching, and those who are aligned with these higher frequencies are being gently guided toward their new homes, both physical and spiritual. It is as though they are crossing a bridge, leaving behind the old world and stepping into the new. The process may feel disorienting, even isolating, as they move through this transition. However, this is the natural order of things for those who are being pulled into the new realm. The lives of these souls are unfolding like a tapestry, with each thread of experience weaving them closer to their soul's purpose. They are not alone in this process. Other breakaway souls are walking the same path, each at their own pace, but all moving toward the same destination. The shift is not just an individual experience, but a collective one, as these souls are being drawn together to create a new reality. Together, they will form the foundation of the new world, each contributing their unique energy and vision to the greater whole. In the grand scheme of things, this transformation is not just about individual growth, but about the evolution of consciousness itself. These souls are stepping forward as pioneers of the new earth, leading the way for others to follow. Their journey is not without challenges, but each step they take brings them closer to the realization of their highest potential. As they step into this new realm, they are not just creating a new life for themselves. They are helping to create a new world for all of humanity. The quantum veil and the silent departure. As the cosmic energies continue to shift, there is an emerging phenomenon affecting those who are deeply attuned to the spiritual realms. It's as if a subtle curtain, invisible yet undeniable, has been drawn between them and the collective reality that once defined their existence. These souls, who have walked the earth for lifetimes, are now beginning to phase out of the mainstream world. as though their energy is slipping out of focus like a photograph that begins to fade. It's not that they have physically disappeared, but rather that their vibrational frequency is no longer in sync with the density of the world they once inhabited. They are quietly exiting a stage, not with a loud announcement, but with a gentle fading, slipping into the background like shadows at twilight. The experience of this subtle departure is often accompanied by an intense sense of detachment. These advanced souls may find themselves feeling invisible in crowds, as if they no longer belong to the world they once knew. It's as if they are walking through a busy street, surrounded by people, yet unable to make a connection with anyone. The world around them moves on as usual, but they feel strangely disconnected from it, as though they are watching it unfold from a distant place. They may go unnoticed by old friends and acquaintances who no longer see them in the same way. It's as if the lens through which others viewed them has blurred, and their presence no longer carries the same weight in the world. This detachment extends beyond physical invisibility. These souls may also feel a deep disconnect from their former identities, as though they are no longer the person they once were. The roles they once played in the lives of others, daughter, friend, partner, begin to dissolve, leaving them with a sense of not quite fitting into any of these old molds. Like a snake shedding its skin, they are in the process of releasing outdated versions of themselves that no longer serve their higher purpose. This process is often accompanied by feelings of confusion and uncertainty as they struggle to understand who they are becoming or where they belong in this rapidly shifting reality. The person they were before seems distant, like an old photograph in a dusty album, and the person they are becoming is still unfolding, like a new chapter in a story that is yet to be written. The root of this experience lies in what is being called the quantum veil. This veil is not something that can be seen or touched, but it is deeply felt by those who are experiencing it. It acts as a bridge, a gateway between dimensions, and it is gradually pulling these advanced souls into a different vibrational space. This space is one that exists just outside of ordinary perception, a place where their energy is in alignment with higher frequencies. It's as if they are crossing over into a new world, one that vibrates at a higher rate than the physical reality they once inhabited. The quantum veil is the mechanism that allows them to make this shift, gently lifting them out of the dense energies of the 3D world and preparing them for the higher realms that await them. This shift can feel disorienting, even unsettling, as it involves a subtle but profound change in how these souls interact with reality. The world they once knew, filled with the noise and busyness of daily life, begins to feel less real, like a dream slipping through their fingers. They may experience a sense of quietude and peace, as if they are no longer affected by the chaos of the world around them. It's as though they have been lifted out of the storm into a quiet space of stillness, where the distractions of the material world no longer hold sway over them. This inner stillness is a sign that their frequency is rising, that they are aligning with higher vibrations that are more attuned to the divine essence of the universe. At times, this can feel like a silent departure, an exit that goes unnoticed by the outside world. These souls are not announcing their departure, nor are they drawing attention to themselves. Instead, they are quietly slipping out of the collective awareness, as if they are walking away from a stage where they no longer have a role to play. It is not a rejection of the world, but a natural progression, a stepping away from the old, to make room for the new. The old identities they once clung to, the personas they wore like costumes, are no longer relevant in the higher dimensional reality they are moving toward. The quantum veil is not an obstacle. It is a passage, guiding them gently into the next phase of their existence. This departure is not necessarily a physical one. Many of these souls remain in the world, going about their lives in ways that might seem outwardly unchanged. Yet, internally, they are in a different space, feeling a growing distance from the world they once knew. It's as if they are straddling two worlds, one foot still in the 3D reality, the other stepping into the unknown realms of higher consciousness. The people around them may not notice these subtle shifts, as the changes are often felt more deeply on an energetic level than on a physical one. But for those who are sensitive, the difference is palpable. It's as if these souls are becoming ethereal, existing more as pure energy than as physical beings. The experience of being in this quantum space is deeply personal. Each soul will move through it at their own pace, experiencing different aspects of the shift, depending on their unique journey. Some may find that they are drawn to quieter, more solitary environments, where they can tune in to their inner guidance more clearly. Others may feel a pull toward new spiritual practices or pursuits that align with their higher purpose. The quantum veil is a signal that they are being prepared to inhabit a new vibrational space, one where the material world holds less significance and spiritual growth takes precedence. For some, this experience can feel like a gentle departure from the world of form, a quiet slipping away from the trappings of 3D existence. Like a bird taking flight into the sky, they are soaring into a higher dimension, where the boundaries of time and space no longer constrain them. In this new realm, they will find their true selves, free from the limitations that once held them back. The quantum veil is not an ending, but a beginning, a doorway that leads to a higher state of being. It is a transition into a reality that is more fluid, more connected to the divine, and more aligned with the true essence of who they are. The silent departure that these advanced souls are experiencing is not something to fear. It is a necessary step in their spiritual evolution, a way of aligning with the higher frequencies that are calling them home. As they move through this veil, they are becoming more of who they truly are, shedding the layers of illusion that once defined them. The world may not notice their absence, but in the realm of the soul, their transformation is profound. They are stepping into a new reality, one that is more expansive, more connected, and more aligned with the divine essence of the universe. The collapse of artificial frequencies. As we stand at the precipice of a profound transformation, the grip of artificial frequencies on our lives is slowly weakening, like the final threads of a spider's web being unraveled by the wind. Technological interference, once a dominant force in shaping our perceptions and guiding our actions, is beginning to lose its power. This shift is not sudden, but rather a quiet unraveling, a slow disintegration of the artificial systems that once seemed so firmly entrenched in our reality. It is as if the very foundation upon which these systems were built is starting to crack, and the structures they hold together are beginning to collapse one by one. For years, we have been surrounded by artificial frequencies that shape our thoughts, behaviors, and interactions. Media programming, artificial intelligence, and lower vibrational manipulations have been tools used to control and influence large populations. These systems worked by vibrating at frequencies that were disconnected from the natural flow of the universe, creating a distortion in the energy around us. They fed on our fears, insecurities, and desires, playing on our weaknesses to keep us locked in cycles of dependency and control. But now, these frequencies are losing their grip, as if the energetic currents of the universe are sweeping away the debris of an old, outdated structure. One of the most noticeable signs of this collapse is the increasing malfunctioning of electronics and technology that once seemed flawless in its execution. It's as if the once smooth and predictable machinery of our digital world has begun to stutter, like a car engine that refuses to start on a cold morning. People are noticing strange disruptions in their devices, screens flickering, signals dropping, and technology behaving in erratic ways. These malfunctions are not isolated incidents, but rather a symptom of the larger shift taking place. It's as though the artificial frequencies that these technologies rely on are no longer in sync with the natural flow of energy. Just as a radio can no longer pick up a signal when it is out of tune, so too are our digital devices struggling to maintain their connection to the artificial frequency they were once aligned with. The disruption goes beyond mere technical issues. There is a noticeable sense of distortion in the digital timelines we once navigated so easily. The world we once interacted with through screens and gadgets now feels increasingly alien, as if the very fabric of the digital reality we once knew is beginning to unravel. Time itself, as experienced through digital platforms, seems to stretch and distort, with events unfolding in unexpected ways, or not unfolding at all. It's as if the artificial timelines we have been following are no longer grounded in the true pulse of the universe, and they are beginning to fray at the edges. This shift, while unsettling for many, is a necessary part of the collective awakening that is taking place. The Andromedans, whose wisdom transcends the limitations of 3D perception, have warned that those who continue to rely on these artificial frequencies will struggle to adapt. These frequencies, which have been so deeply embedded in our daily lives, are now out of sync with the higher vibrations of the universe. For those who are still heavily dependent on them, it can feel as though the ground is shifting beneath their feet. They may experience frustration, confusion, and a sense of being lost, as if the digital world they once trusted has become an unreliable map, constantly changing and warping. At the core of this collapse lies a deeper truth. The artificial frequencies are simply not sustainable in the long run. They are disconnected from the natural flow of life and the universe's higher purpose. Just as a plant cannot thrive without sunlight, so too are these artificial systems unable to endure without the nourishing energy of higher consciousness. As humanity continues to evolve, it is moving away from these lower vibrational frequencies, leaving behind the systems that once held it in place. The collapse of these frequencies is a sign that we are moving toward a more authentic and aligned existence, one that is rooted in the natural rhythms of the universe, rather than in artificial constructs created by human hands. For those who have become deeply enmeshed in these artificial frequencies, the transition can be jarring. It's as though they are being asked to step off a moving train, leaving behind the comfort and predictability of the digital world and stepping into a new reality where they must rely more on their intuition and inner guidance. It's like learning to walk for the first time without training wheels, a process that can be both liberating and disorienting. In the absence of the artificial frequencies they have relied on, people may find themselves searching for new ways to connect, to make sense of the world around them, and to navigate the complexities of life. For those who are already attuned to higher frequencies, this shift feels like a natural progression, a return to a more harmonious way of living. They may find themselves shedding old habits, routines, and attachments that were once tied to the artificial systems. It's as though they are stepping into a new chapter one that is more aligned with their true essence and purpose. The world around them may appear clearer, more vibrant, and more connected, as if the veils that once clouded their perception have been lifted. But for those who are still deeply embedded in the digital world, the collapse of artificial frequencies can feel like a loss of control. They may feel a sense of disorientation or even fear as the familiar structures they have relied on for so long begin to crumble. The world they once knew is shifting, and they may not yet know how to navigate the new terrain. It's like trying to drive a car through a fog so thick you can barely see the road ahead. The uncertainty is unsettling, but it is also an invitation to let go of the illusion of control and trust in the natural unfolding of the universe. The collapse of artificial frequencies is not a punishment, but a necessary step in the evolution of consciousness. It is an invitation to let go of the old, to release the reliance on external systems, and to reconnect with the deeper, more authentic aspects of life. As these frequencies fade away, we are being called to return to a state of balance and harmony, one that is in tune with the natural rhythms of the earth and the universe. This shift will not be easy for everyone, but it is essential for the collective awakening that is taking place on a global scale. As we move away from artificial frequencies and toward higher vibrations, we are stepping into a new reality, one that is more connected, more conscious, and more aligned with the divine flow of energy that governs all things. The Earth's chakra activation and the cosmic pulse. The Earth's energy is undergoing a profound transformation, a process that feels like the awakening of a slumbering giant. Imagine the planet as a living being, its heart beating with a steady rhythm that pulses beneath the surface. This pulse, once steady and predictable, is now aligning with higher cosmic frequencies, like a cosmic symphony bringing Earth's melody into harmony with the broader universe. As this alignment takes place, the Earth's core frequency is beginning to resonate with higher cosmic grids, much like a tuning fork vibrating in perfect harmony with another. This synchronization is activating the planet's chakras, vibrational energy centers that have remained dormant for ages, waiting for the right cosmic moment to stir. These planetary chakras are not abstract concepts, but real, physical places on Earth, woven into the fabric of the planet's energetic grid. They are like ancient gateways to deeper spiritual dimensions, each one holding unique power and significance. Earth has been blessed with these sacred sites, places like the pyramids, ley lines, and other ancient power spots that have long been known for their ability to amplify and channel energy. These sites have been dormant for millennia, quiet and still, as if they were holding their breath, awaiting the right time for their awakening. Now, as the Earth's energy shifts, these ancient locations are beginning to stir, slowly coming back to life, releasing long-dormant energy codes that have been locked away for centuries. The pyramids, with their awe-inspiring presence, stand as silent witnesses to the planet's energy shifts. These monumental structures are not just tombs or relics of an ancient civilization, but powerful conduits of energy that connect the Earth to the stars. As the Earth's chakras activate, these sacred sites are like the keys to a long-forgotten treasure chest, slowly turning to reveal the deep, ancient wisdom and energy that have been sealed away for so long. The ley lines, which stretch across the globe like invisible threads connecting the Earth's energy points, are also reawakening, their currents of energy flowing freely once again, carrying with them the wisdom of the ages. The Andromedans, beings of advanced consciousness who have long observed the Earth's evolution, have shared that this activation will trigger a remarkable change in humanity's energy field. As these dormant energy codes are released from the Earth's chakras, they will interact with the energy of those who are attuned to the shift. This interaction will spark a deep inner transformation, one that is felt on a cellular level. Much like how the right key unlocks a door, the activation of these energy codes will trigger DNA activation in those who are ready to receive it. This DNA activation is not just a metaphorical process, it is a literal shift in the very structure of our being. It's as though we are being given the opportunity to access hidden aspects of our genetic makeup, unlocking potentials that have been lying dormant within us. These codes, embedded within our DNA, are like ancient instructions that carry the wisdom of our ancestors, and the activation of these codes will allow us to tap into a higher state of consciousness. It's akin to unlocking a new chapter in a book, one that had been sealed shut until the right moment. As this chapter opens, we are presented with a deeper understanding of who we truly are, our connection to the Earth, and our place in the greater cosmic order. For many, this process of activation may feel like a sudden surge of energy, like a powerful current rushing through the body. It can be overwhelming at first, as old patterns of thinking and being are swept away, replaced by a clearer, more expansive view of reality. The awakening of these ancient codes will bring with it an increased sensitivity to the energies of the Earth and the cosmos, like a tuning fork that vibrates with greater precision when struck. Those who are attuned to this shift will begin to feel a stronger connection to the Earth, as if the very land beneath their feet is alive with energy, pulsing in rhythm with their own heartbeat. This connection to the Earth's energy will not only deepen our spiritual awareness, but it will also impact our physical bodies. As our DNA is activated, we may experience changes in our health, vitality, and overall well-being. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil. When the right conditions are present, the seed begins to grow and flourish. Similarly, the activation of our DNA will bring about a process of growth, expansion, and healing, as we begin to access new levels of energy and consciousness. The Earth, in this sense, is our greatest teacher, guiding us through this transformation by offering us access to the wisdom and energy encoded in its very core. As this process unfolds, it's important to recognize that not everyone will experience the shift in the same way. Those who have been consciously preparing for this transformation may feel the changes more strongly, as if they are stepping into a new chapter of their lives. They may experience heightened intuition, flashes of insight, and a deeper sense of purpose. For others, the shift may be more gradual, like a subtle breeze that slowly grows stronger over time. Regardless of how it manifests, the energy being released from the Earth's chakras will gradually ripple through the collective consciousness, awakening those who are ready to receive its messages. This activation of the Earth's chakras and the subsequent DNA awakening is part of a larger cosmic plan, one that is unfolding across the universe. It is as though the Earth is being prepared for a new level of existence, a new vibrational frequency that will allow it to harmonize more fully with the cosmos. Just as the body has its own energy centers, the Earth too has its points of power, and as these points activate, the entire planet is shifting into a higher state of being. This is not a sudden or dramatic change, but a gradual process of evolution that is unfolding over time, much like the blooming of a flower. For those who are sensitive to these energetic shifts, the experience of connecting with the Earth's awakening energy can be both exhilarating and humbling. It's like standing at the edge of an ocean, feeling the waves crash around you, knowing that you are part of something much larger than yourself. The Earth's chakra activation is not just a personal experience, it is a collective one. As more and more people begin to awaken to this new energy, the entire planet will begin to vibrate at a higher frequency, creating a ripple effect that touches every corner of existence. This transformation is not just about humanity. It is about the Earth, the cosmos, and all the beings that inhabit this beautiful planet, coming together in a shared awakening. The disconnection from the old grid. As we journey deeper into the transformation taking place on Earth, a distinct and profound shift is occurring in the very structures that have held our world together. Financial, political, and social systems, once viewed as stable and reliable, are now unraveling, their energetic foundations slowly coming undone. These systems, which have long functioned like well-oiled machines, are beginning to sputter and break down, unable to maintain the same level of cohesion they once had. It's as though a great storm is tearing through a city, pulling apart the once solid structures that seemed unshakable. Those who have deeply relied on these systems for their sense of security may feel the effects of this breakdown most intensely. Just as a person who has lived in a house for years might feel disoriented when the foundation begins to crack, people tied to the old grid will experience a sense of instability that threatens to shake their entire sense of reality. Financial losses may come unexpectedly, like a sudden gust of wind that blows away the stability once thought to be permanent. Political structures, once seen as steadfast, may crumble under the weight of their own corruption, leaving people unsure of who or what to trust. Social structures, which have shaped our communities and relationships, may dissolve, leaving individuals feeling isolated and disconnected. These shifts can feel like a deep existential crisis, as if the very ground beneath their feet is no longer firm. The Andromedan Council, in their wisdom, has issued a timely and urgent message. Those who remain deeply tied to these crumbling systems must make a choice. Just as a sailor must steer their ship away from a storm to avoid being caught in its destructive force, individuals are urged to detach from the old grid before it pulls them under. If they do not, they risk being swept up in the chaos of the unraveling reality matrix, where the energy of the past will no longer hold them in place. It's like holding onto a lifeline that is slowly being torn apart. If you don't let go and find a new path, you may be dragged down with it. This disconnection from the old grid is not merely a physical or material shift. It is a profound energetic one. As the structures we once relied upon lose their energetic foundation, a deeper, more expansive energy is beginning to take their place. Those who are attuned to this new frequency will feel an unmistakable sense of release, as though they are no longer tethered to a world that no longer resonates with them. It's like a bird being freed from its cage, soaring into the open sky, unbound by the constraints that once held it. Those who have already started to detach from the old systems will find that they are no longer influenced by the fear-based energies that once governed the world. They will begin to see with clearer eyes, understanding that they are part of a larger cosmic flow, not bound to the fleeting and unstable structures of the past. As the energetic disconnection from the old grid continues, the final energy lock before Ascension is rapidly approaching. This is a pivotal moment in the spiritual journey of humanity. A powerful energy convergence is on the horizon, a force so strong that it will create an irreversible vibrational split. This split will not only separate those who are aligned with the new frequency from those who are not, but it will also mark the beginning of a new phase of existence. The energy shift that is unfolding now is like a river that has reached a point where it can no longer flow in the same direction. The waters will divide, creating two separate streams that flow in different directions, each with its own unique trajectory. For those who are aligned with the new energies, this shift will feel like a smooth and effortless transition. It will be as though they are being carried along by a gentle current, effortlessly flowing toward their higher purpose. Manifestations will come with ease, like the natural unfolding of a flower as it reaches toward the sunlight. Intuition will be sharper, like a compass pointing directly to the heart's true north, and the flow of life will feel harmonious and in tune with the greater cosmic rhythm. Those who are in alignment with these energies will feel a sense of deep peace and clarity, as if they are finally stepping into the life they were always meant to lead. On the other hand, those who resist this shift will find themselves struggling against an invisible barrier, unable to move forward. It will feel as though they are pushing against an unyielding wall, no matter how hard they try. This resistance will create a sense of frustration, as if they are running in place, unable to make progress. The more they resist, the more they will feel the weight of the barrier pressing in on them. It's like trying to walk through a thick fog, where every step feels uncertain and disorienting. The harder they try to push through, the more they will encounter obstacles that seem insurmountable. The Andromedans emphasize that this is the final recalibration phase before the window for ascension fully closes. Time is running out, and the opportunity to align with the new frequency is slipping away. Just as the final moments of a countdown before a rocket launch are filled with intense anticipation, the final moments before the ascension window closes are filled with a sense of urgency. Those who are aligned with the new energy will feel a deep knowing that they are moving in the right direction, while those who remain resistant will find themselves increasingly disconnected from the flow of life. This energetic split is not a judgment or punishment. It is simply the result of the natural unfolding of the cosmic plan. Just as a seed must eventually sprout and grow into a plant, the energies of the earth and the cosmos are guiding humanity toward a new phase of existence. The choice is up to each individual, whether to resist and remain locked in the past, or to surrender to the flow and embrace the new frequency of the present moment. As the old grid unravels and the final energy lock is set to close, the key to navigating these changes lies in the ability to detach from fear and attachment. Those who are able to release their grip on the old ways and embrace the unknown will find themselves stepping into a new reality, one that is filled with infinite possibilities and boundless potential. It's like stepping onto a new path in a forest, unsure of where it leads, but knowing that it is the right direction to follow. The journey ahead may be uncertain, but it is also filled with the promise of new beginnings, new connections, and a deeper alignment with the truth of who we really are.